Welcome back, my fellow agents. Today, just do a little talking. Want to do a little talking about skill builds and how to actually run them, because I see a lot of people running a lot of glass cannon skill builds. I see a lot of people doing a lot of skill tier 6 builds and going into legendary. And not for nothing, if you run a skill build and you're on legendary, never ever move up to the front. Ever. It makes no sense for you to have 70k armor and try to be in the front gate of District Union, because the drones can kill you in one shot. The little tanks with the grenade launchers, the grenades will kill you in one shot. The tanks with their little miniguns, when they're shooting their minigun, they'll kill you in one shot. Everything, a red NPC will kill you in one clip. So if you're running a skill build, the game's designed for you to never play in the front. Unless you have the Chiefs regen armor skill build, my Bulworth regen armor, because my overcharged Bulworth, you can run around and be in the front line all you want. Why? Because if you get hit, you regen so fast you don't need to run out of medipacks. I know a lot of people, want to play their own way, but the game's designed to be played a certain way. If you have glass cannon on a skill build, that means you're like a piece of paper. That means anything can, kill you. If you have glass cannon on with no hazard protection, you're gonna go down a lot. Now, I talk from experience, because when I first started playing the game, I only used skill builds because I didn't understand much. And being a rookie in the game makes it really hard to adapt. And I just feel like a lot of people make build videos and they tell you, oh, this build is legendary, you can go into legendary with this build, and but what they're not telling you is they're an experienced agent that's been playing the game from the beginning, probably, so they know how to run their skill builds. And when you see them running around and they're all on the front line, that's because they know how to get in and out of danger, or they have clan members that already know he's gonna go down, but he's gonna kill a lot of NPCs, so it doesn't matter for them because they're gonna get him up. And when you go in by yourself with these skill builds and you don't have a clanmate, nobody knows what you're about to do, you're costing the other 3 people time and effort. The more you go down, the more somebody has to stop shooting and come pick you up off the floor. When they pick you up off the floor, 9 times out of 10, the computer's rushing you now, because the computer is programmed. If you ever notice, when one agent goes down, they start spamming drones on that agent, or the grenade launcher guy starts spamming grenades on you. It's because it's like real life. When you see your enemy's weak, you make sure you put him down. The computer knows soon as someone goes down, the average person's gonna want to run and pick their buddy up. So soon as someone goes down, they start spamming all the bombs. So the best thing you can do is make sure you take out the grenade launchers first. It's the first guy you should be looking for, or the girl with the drones. You have a skill build so your skills can reach across the map with better accuracy than other people. So as a skill-based player, you should be worrying about taking out the most important threats, like the drones, the dogs, the grenade launcher, anything that causes a high threat to your team. That's what you should be focusing on. And that goes for every position. Doesn't matter if you're DPS or a tank. If you focus the most important people and you take them out quicker, it makes the map go easier for everyone. And when you're running your skill build, like I said, and you're going down over and over, you're making it harder. I've gone into legendary matches with low-ranked people and successfully beat these legendaries, but that was because all the people followed my lead. They seen that I would play my position with my tank build, and they seen that I couldn't be taken down, so they took full advantage of that, staying back of me, and let their skills do the work. Now, I see a lot of people not knowing how to actually run their skill builds. Everyone picks the drone and the turret, and when you're using these machines, you have to know how to shoot. Meaning, you're not supposed to stay out of cover for long periods of time shooting your gun. 9 times out of 10, someone with a skill build is going to either use the Harmony or some gun with NSYNC on it. And more than likely, you're going to have a backpack of, I forget the name of it, but the one that gives you 30% skill damage every time you shoot. Most people are using that so you get the most skill power. But what they're not realizing is you don't need to continuously shoot. You can hit someone with one bullet, duck down, shoot another bullet, duck down, shoot another bullet, duck down, shoot another bullet. You don't even have to come up out of fire. You can shoot over your cover without popping up. If you shoot over the cover without popping up, you can still hit shots. Maybe not as accurate, but you're a skill build. You're not going to get too many kills with your weapon. You're going to have a lot of kills with your skills. So staying in cover and allowing your NSYNC to do what it's supposed to do, or your capacitor, and let your skills get ramped up, you'll have a way better successful chance of staying alive, because it's harder to be shot in cover. You can still be shot in cover, but you take way less damage. Now, another good tip that I would like to bring to people with skill builds is the fact that when you run a really powerful skill build and you actually know how to run your skill build, you're staying in the back. I'm sure, like me, you die because of the grenade launchers or the female that spams the drones because the explosions. A really good tip that I learned a while back, but I haven't shared, is how to become resistant to explosions temporarily without rolling explosion resistance on all your gear pieces. All you need is Sawyer's knee pads, and you need to run the Demolitionist specialization. With the Demolitionist specialization, you can ignore explosions every minute, every 1 minute. You can ignore explosions or every other explosion, something like that. If you take that and mix it with Sawyer's knee pads, Sawyer's knee pads give you 30% weapon damage. And when you are not moving, which most skill builds do, so you're getting 30% weapon damage for not moving, then you cannot be staggered by explosions. So when you're in cover with your skill build and your turrets above you, and they start spamming drones and blowing you up, you will not be knocked out of cover the first explosion. You'll stay in cover because the Sawyer's knee pads will not allow you to be staggered. Then, because of the demolitions specialization, the first explosion will not harm you. So you have enough time to run away for the second spam of grenades or drones. You can get right out of the cover, run away, they'll shoot their little things, and you can go right back to cover. You will not be able to have all skill 6 with that if you use that combo. But if you use the mechanical animal, you'll be at skill tier 5 because of the Sawyer's knee pads. And then as soon as you get one kill with the mechanical animal, you're at skill tier 6. And then you get another kill and you're on overcharge. If you're going to run a skill build, I suggest you invest in the mechanical animal, or at least get a gun, SMG, or whatever your favorite gun is, and put Future Perfect on it. Future Perfect is made for skill builds. It's so your skills can not only, you can have higher, like say if you want to run a really powerful skill build, but you want to put armor and weapon damage on. You can use weapon damage core and you can use an armor core. Then you can have the mechanical animal or any gun with Future Perfect, and you're allowed to get up to 3 skill tiers. So you can drop down to 4, skill tier 4, have a weapon core, armor core, then pack on this Future Perfect. Still get up to skill tier 6 and overcharge. And now your guns can hit harder and you can have more armor. Or you can go for double weapon damage, or you can go for double armor so you can take more damage. Either way, the game has evolved where you don't need to run the same common glass cannon skill tier 6 builds anymore with all skill tiers. Every skill build should have at least one armor core, because you can use the technician specialization, which gives you an extra skill tier, so you can drop down the explosion resistance, put on that instead of demolition. You'll be able to be staggered, or you won't be able to take the explosion now, but you will have another skill tier with technician. So you'll be at skill tier 6 and have armor core. Then with the Future Perfect, like I said, you can go 3 armor cores. You can have a tank skill build. You can have a DPS skill build. I showed in my other video of my 30% damage to armor build. I'm running all reds except one blue. And with this build in the Future Perfect, I'm getting up to skill tier 4 with a DPS build. If I want, I could have my nice little 5 red cores on my 30% damage to armor, put 1 skill tier on there, and then I could reach skill tier 5 with a DPS build. I don't have any armor, but when you're hitting that hard with 30% damage to armor, and you have a skill tier drone 6-5 with you, that's a lot of damage. I just wanted to give a couple of these little tips. Hopefully, you guys use them. I got plenty more